Okay, now we've come to the last kind of part of the marketing sequence. So this is how to get referrals. So once you've gotten people who know, like, and trust you, try buy your products, and then hopefully repeat, then how do you get people to work for you? Because up to this point, you're kind of doing all the work to find clients, deliver for clients, then reach out and contact clients by email, text, whatever services you may use. And then now, if you are lucky enough to get referrals, which I have, and I'm very honored by getting those from my clients, and that's where you get other people, your most hardcore fans, the people who believe you, whether it's the 1%, and something like that of your clients that believe in you so much that they're willing to refer friends, family, people they know to you as well. That's when your business starts to really take off, and you can get almost too busy or at capacity, depending on how much capacity you have to do your readings. So that's kind of where we are at the end of this cycle here. And so I think one of the things that becomes most important here is you almost are out of control of it, right? So obviously, if you do a good job doing great readings for people, and then you get, whether it's a text messaging service or email, you remind them that you exist, and then they'll kind of repeat. But then referrals, I'll kind of talk about how it's kind of out of your control, because if they have a great experience, they may naturally mention you to your friends. I'll give you some tips and tricks that I use to also stay top of mind for referrals as well too, because some people may not even think about it. But to even think about doing that. So let's go back just a step before, since we're kind of rounding out the whole marketing section. So, instead of just developing a product or service, in this case doing tarot readings one at a time to somebody, you really want to build an audience. So if you have, to me, I guess maybe YouTube subscribers, to me, an audience is people you can reach out to immediately and ask if they need your services. And that's why I kind of rely on email lists and text messaging lists. As we went through, email is not as efficient as text messaging. Text messaging is more efficient, but it can be a bit more costly and a little more tricky to use. But I think it's very valuable, because if you think, oh, I've got a bunch of people on Facebook, well, only 10% of people ever see your stuff on Facebook. Well, I've got a bunch of followers on Instagram. I have over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and only 10% of the people see any of your stuff at all. And then you say, okay, well, I've got so many people on YouTube. Well, if you look at any account of YouTube, and then you look at their average videos, some videos will pop and go viral, but on average, they only get 10% of the views as they have subscribers, unless, you do the keyword tricks that I talked about and get listed. So that's why I really believe building an audience is really about people you can reach out to immediately through email or text messaging that are in your pool, that because everything else you don't control. If Instagram shuts down your account, YouTube shuts down your account, like, you're hosed. But your email lists and your text messaging lists you can take with you wherever you may go and start up again if you need to. But if you're going for referrals, I mentioned this is something that is out of your control, because if they didn't have a great experience with you, they didn't like your readings, then they may not become repeat clients, and they're very unlikely to refer friends and family to you. But if you deliver for them and you reach out and remind them that you exist, and they come back and they have positive experiences, and you really help them through difficult times or whatever they need, then they would be more likely to refer friends and family to you. I'm going to show you one more thing that marketing, that the experts like Bob have taught me, which is kind of the yes, yes, yes questions. It comes from a totally different concept, NLP kind of marketing language, ways, realtors and maybe used car salesmen talk and so forth. But one thing you can do is, whether it's you follow up with your clients in your emails or in your text messaging services or even surveys, and stuff like that, you can do this and you can use some of these questions. And the concept is, it's really interesting, is with people who are deep into sales and sales training go through this, if you can get someone to say yes to a question multiple times, then they're more likely to then take the next step of action. So in this case, you just did the fourth or fifth reading for a client, and as far as they've never referred anybody to you. You can follow up. They like you because they keep coming back. Then you can follow up with them and say, hey, I just have this quick survey, whether it's email or text, I would like you to take and make sure I'm delivering for you. It's one, did you enjoy your reading? They're likely to say yes, because they've been back multiple times. Did you find some clarity on your situation? They're likely to say yes. Did you learn something surprising? They're likely to say yes. So now they've said yes 3 times in a row. So now the brain is pre-wired to think of yes as they get to the next question, which is, do you know someone else who may benefit from a reading? And their brain's going to be pre-wired to say, oh, yes, I do. So this is a way to stay top of mind with people so that they should at least, start thinking about, are there people that they could refer to you? Because I think likely in tarot, at least, a lot of the readings, you do talk about some personal things, some situations you have uncertainty in, or you like more insight. At least me, who grew up kind of in the Northeast, you tend to be a bit more private about those things. So you may not initially associate your tarot readings with things that you should refer to other people, because you're kind of keeping it a little more private while you try to seek out and get some clarification for yourself about a situation. So then, if you get a reminder, whether it's through email, text, or survey, to say, oh, did you have any, basically, did you benefit from your tarot readings at all? If they say yes, then it's like, oh, do you know someone else who may benefit from a reading? I think it kind of breaks down that wall, and people kind of then take a step back rather than being in the middle of their situation. Say, oh yeah, you know what? I actually think that there are other people that I can help who may benefit from this. And especially if someone's come back from multiple repeat readings with you, they're likely to really trust what you're saying and really like the way that you do stuff, that they probably will refer people to you. So I think that's, while it's, referrals are tricky, and then it is a little bit out of your control, and if you do a great job, you can just expect them to come from some people. But this is a way for you to stay top of mind with people and kind of plant a seed in their head as like, you should be, if you think of other people, maybe you should refer them to me as well. Because if, after several readings, you're getting benefits and I'm helping you out, then maybe you could, refer someone to me who would also benefit from it as well too.